from the Bismarck Civic Center, it's the 1997 Boys Class A High School Basketball Tournament.
Welcome to the Bismarck Civic Center and the 1997 North Dakota Class A Boys Basketball Tournament. Hi again, everybody. Dan Hammer along with Lee Timmerman. We welcome what we think is a big audience because it's storming again today around North Dakota. Imagine that. It's tournament time and it's storming. But
wow.
Unlike some of the roads in the state, Lee, this tournament is wide open.
Yes, indeed. There is no prohibitive favorite. I mean, I wasn't here around last year, but I heard about Minot and how good Minot was. Or there were the West Fargo teams with the Torgies that were so good. Or you can even go back to Fargo South. But, you know, teams that were dominant. And when you played that third and fourth place game in the region, you wanted to win to avoid that dominant seed or that dominant team from the East or West. I don't think we have that here. We have 5 teams with 17 wins.
That's right. Here's how today's first round looks like. In a couple of minutes, defending state champion Grand Forks Central will play Belcourt. Then our second game this afternoon pits Bismarck High against Valley City. Tonight at 6:30, it'll be West Fargo against Bismarck Century. And then later tonight at 8:15, Minot against Shanley. A couple of players that you'll want to keep your eye on in the game. On your left, Greg Mask, one of the senior guards for Grand Forks Central. He's been a big-time winner on the football field and the basketball field. Last year's state tournament MVP. Grand Forks Central will look for a little more scoring on a Mask in this tournament than what he's had to this point in the season.
Tyson Persian, well, he will look to score and score a lot because that is what he does. Persian does a very good job of taking an open shot no matter where it is. In fact, he's got unconscious type range. Persian is the leading scorer for Belcourt, and he comes into this tournament looking to kind of keep what he had going in the West region, and that was solid games. Well, the starting lineups for this afternoon's game is brought to you by the new Dodge and your friendly Dodge dealer. We'll start with the Belcourt Braves, the #1 team in the final poll. David Gorno Jr. at one of the guards. He is a terrific defender and also the second leading scorer for this team. The other guard is Mark DeJarles. Mark in the starting lineup. He's a junior at 6'2". The center position, Eric Abbey. Well, you can really, Belcourt's four guards. And the forward. And Abbey would be the forward. But for starting lineup purposes, Eric, he is our senior starter at center. He is a transfer from Dickinson last year. At the forward spot, Tyson Persian. We'll say his name a lot. He has unlimited range, and he will use it. And the other guard, forward, is Chance Wilkie. He is a senior at 6'2". They call him Slippery Chance because he likes to slide in and kind of be quiet along the baseline. The head coach is Bart Manson. He's in his first year at Belcourt. It's the third state tournament appearance for the Braves. Bart, a Mr. Basketball winner in 1991, I believe it was.
Yes, it was. Here's how Grand Forks Central's starting lineup will look. One of the starters from last year's state championship team, Greg Mask, 5'11" senior guard. He's playing in his 4th state tournament. The point guard making just his 2nd start of the season is Chris Goen, a 5'9" senior. He takes the place of Brooks Bollinger, who was injured, broke his foot in last weekend's regional tournament. At center, a 6'4" junior, Casey Blue. The forwards for Grand Forks Central, Mickey Ely, a 5'10" senior forward. And the other forward is Mark Hoverson, a 6'2" senior, like Greg Mask, playing in his 4th state tournament. The head coach of the Knights in his 4th year, Todd Olson, like Bart Manson, a former Mr. Basketball when he played prep ball at Cavalier High School.
So Belcourt and Grand Forks Central, the first of 4 on Meyer Television today, and we'll be right back with the tip-off after this.
We're proud to introduce more of this year's Norwest Community Scholarship Fund winners.
From the capital city of Bismarck, 2 of our winners are Travis Hildebrand and Joe Mueller.
In Dickinson, home of Dickinson State University, we are congratulating Sarah Warner and Tennille Bullinger.
From Minot, home of the North Dakota State Fair, we salute John Solberg and Tricia Bjornson.
2, 4, 6, and 8. Numbers to think about when comparing Ford Explorer to Chevy Blazer. 2, because Explorer's got 2 airbags, twice as many as Blazer. 4, because Explorer's anti-lock brakes are 4-wheel disc, not rear drums like Chevy. 6 people can ride in Explorer's bigger interior, too. And Explorer's 8-cylinder power is something Chevy doesn't even offer. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do you appreciate? Ford Explorer. More room, more power, and a resale value thousands higher than Chevy Blazer. Drive one at your Northland Ford dealer.
The telecast of these tournament games has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association.
Grand Forks Central and Belcourt, and again, a special welcome to, I know a lot of students are home from school today. Most schools in the eastern part of the state and some in the west are closed, and a lot of fans who had hoped to be here at the Bismarck Center just couldn't make it. So we welcome to the telecast on Meyer Television, and Belcourt controls the tip. First field goal attempt of the game, and the tournament is off. That was taken by DeCharles over that Grand Forks Central tip zone that we'll tell you about a little more as the game goes on.
They call it a tip-off 2-3. It's similar to a lot of zones about 3 passes in. That's what makes it a little different. But Belcourt, one of, 4 teams in this tournament that has been rated #1 throughout the year. So we talk about balance in this tournament. Well, Class A all season long has been very, very balanced.
Grand Forks Central, Valley City, Bismarck Century, Williston, and this Belcourt team, all at one time or another rated #1 in the state. Mask went to the baseline there and was cut off. Mickey Ely's three-pointer hit the front part of the lip and dropped in.
So both teams defensively, though, coming out in a zone, which is a little different for Belcourt.
Derek Abbey took that pass in the middle of that zone defense, but turned it over. Third meeting of the year between these two teams, Lee. Both teams winning by 15 on their respective home courts.
I think it was kind of interesting when we were talking to Todd Olson yesterday, and he just simply said, hey, if we shoot well, we win. If we don't, we lose.
Interesting also that Grand Forks Central held Belcourt to 52 points in the second game, the lowest offensive output of the year by Belcourt.
Who averages 74 points coming in, and Belcourt is the only team giving up less than 50.
We'll keep our eyes on Gowan, too. He wears number 13 for Grand Forks Central off the turnover as Belcourt brings it up. Gowan, as we told you at the outset, making just a second start. Three-point attempt there by Persian, and it's off.
You know, I said that about Grand Forks Central. If we shoot well, we win. Well, Belcourt, you can say the same thing. In the game against Century in the East Region or West Region Championship game, Belcourt had a horrible shooting first half. Didn't really pick it up until the fourth quarter, but that was after Travis Sturdivant had already been injured.
Nice pass inside.
Yeah, that's where Eric Abbey does such damage from a high post area, and he was the one who led the pass down low.
Ely tries his second three, and that's off. Persian clears the rebound.
Well, just not a very good decision from Tyson that time, because he had Wilkie running almost parallel to him, just a little bit in front of him, because a chance could have even caught the ball. He'd have been so, his momentum was going toward the baseline. It wasn't going toward the basket, and you really want to look for a cutter on a situation like that.
Most of the premier scorers and premier players in this state tournament are underclassmen, but collectively, these are two of the most experienced teams in the state tournament. 4 seniors in each starting lineup. Mask off the steal, and Greg Mask gives Grand Forks Central a 5-0 lead.
Well, Mask, and he's just super quick. Anyone who's followed in football, basketball, I mean, he gets it done.
Chance Wilkie, they're scoring inside.
The slippery chance.
That's right.
He just does so much down there. You forget about him, all of a sudden you look and he scored 12 points this game.
His nickname Slippery, but I have been impressed with Belcourt being able to penetrate. I think they've effectively penetrated that zone defense here, or at least in the first 3 minutes of the game. Ely with his third three-point attempt of the game already. He is Grand Forks Central biggest perimeter threat. Nice passing by Belcourt inside, and good defense by Grand Forks Central on the same token.
Well, Belcourt, it looks like, is giving up that shot defensively around the top of the key to keep some players down underneath to rebound, because Belcourt wants to move transition-wise up and down the floor, and without a rebound, of course, you cannot run.
second steal of the first quarter by Grand Forks Central.
See how that front is so wide open right there? They're going to let Gowan take some shots. He's the inexperienced one.
Mark Hoverson put it on the floor in the far baseline, but traveling is the call.
But I think you're right, Dan, when you talk about experience, you go Mask and Hoverson, 4 state tournaments each those two kids have played in. 4 seniors in the starting lineup for Belcourt.
Grand Forks Central made that seemingly improbable run to the state championship last year. Absolutely shocking Minot in the state championship game.
Well, that's not a good sign for Belcourt because Tyson's first 2 shots were off the mark. But that will not discourage the young man because his job is to score.
And scoring is what Casey Blue does. Despite being double-teamed deep underneath the basket, Casey Blue has his first field goal of the game.
Belcourt is vulnerable inside defensively. Century exploited that a couple of times this year.
3-point attempt rattled out.
That was Gorno with the shot, and Belcourt, again, wants to start well shooting-wise from the outside. They have not.
Mark Hoverson along the baseline. Crisp ball movement there. It all started with Mask at the point, and they found Hoverson on the baseline.
Well, I think it goes back to what I said before. I think Belcourt is vulnerable inside, and the last 2 times down the floor, Central has done a good job of getting some points right there.
4 of 5 Grand Forks Central starters have scored early here for the Knights. And a third steal of the quarter, but a foul called on Hoverson.
Well, in order to run this tip 2-3 zone that Todd Olson employs, you need fast guards. And in the Shields replay, you see a little bit of this pickup, or this is on the offensive side when Hoverson scores here, but Central has speed on the outside.
Midway through the first quarter, Grand Forks Central leading Belcourt. This is the 97 State A.
Motor Trend's 1997 Car of the Year from Chevrolet, a name that personifies the great American automobile.
Malibu embodies quality, performance, fuel economy, precise driving dynamics, smooth ride, attention to comfort, top-notch safety engineering, and a level of standard luxury features previously unheard of in this price class. Behold the new standard in affordable domestic family sedans.
Drive the new Malibu today at your hometown West Dakota Chevy dealer.
If you want to be in league with the best, you need to train with the best. Unimed's Sports Acceleration Program is designed specifically to enhance an athlete's performance. We're committed to our athletes, giving you the individual attention you need while using the latest in sports medicine technology. If you're ready to take the next step in sports training, make a call to Unimed's Sports Acceleration Program. Call today and begin training like a pro at Unimed Sports Acceleration, 857-7333.
One of the most recognizable names in the North Dakota coaching business, Manson, Gene Manson, the father of Bart, the head coach at Minot, and Todd Olson. The first time ever that 2 Mr. Basketball winners meet as head coaches in a state tournament game.
Belcourt 1 of 6 from the floor so far. Central 4 of 7.
And the 5th turnover of the quarter by Belcourt. Now Goen has it slapped away, but the foul will go against Eric Abbey. Just to follow up your point in regards to Belcourt maybe being vulnerable inside, Grand Forks Central is not a big team on the front line, but what they are is athletic. Mark Hoverson goes 6'2", but he's very athletic. Casey Blue, not your true post player, but at 6'4", has some weight to throw around, and they are disciplined offensively, and they'll try to work you inside.
And I think, again, you go back to the quickness of the guards and the perimeter people. That helps get you inside as well.
Grand Forks Central 4 of 7 from the field, a stark contrast to that 1 of 6 start for Belcourt. Hoverson shot very weak. And Chris Persian, number 5, into the game, and immediately to the hole he goes. Rebound cleared off by Blue.
Chris Persian came out of nowhere in the West Region tournament. He went from strictly a role player into a starting role and played exceptionally well. Had 12 points against St. Mary's in one game.
Hoverson from the far baseline gets it back. Ely Ely follows. And it'll stay in Grand Forks end. Well, Mickey Ely has not been shy here with 4 field goal attempts early in the game, Lee.
Yeah, and you have to remember too that Brooks Bollinger is one of the Bollinger, is one of the players that runs the point on the defense, and they're trying to overcome. He wasn't a big scorer, but they're trying to compensate leadership-wise, and I think you need a couple kids to step up. Ely's trying to do that.
Pass shot rolled out, and a whistle after a battle underneath for the rebound. It looks like it'll go against Belcourt, and it will. Tyson Persian picks up his first. 1:45 to play first quarter. Grand Forks Central 9 and Belcourt 2.
Belcourt, though, a team, Dan, that can get on one of those runs. And it takes a little transition to do that, though, for this team. They need a couple of up and down seconds to get the crowd in on their side, too. Because the Belcourt's crowd follows their team.
Ely's 5th field goal attempt. He's 1 of 4 from the field after hitting his first attempt of the game. If you remember that three-pointer that caught the front part of the lip.
Yeah, Belcourt could really use a couple of buckets here, though, and take advantage of what Central had, offensive rebounds, a chance to make it a double-digit lead.
Eric Abbey, again, they got a good look from the paint area, attacking the middle of that zone defense, but just a case right now where they can't get their shots to fall. Under a minute, and thanks to the 35-second clock, no team now can hold as they might have done in the past at the end of a quarter.
Amen,
we applaud
Brother Ham, yeah. That's about the only thing the shot clock has really done, is just eliminated at 90 seconds to 2 minutes at the end of a quarter.
Blue working hard on the offensive board. PC Blue with 4 in the quarter.
I think working is the key thing there, because on the glass, especially on the offensive side for Central, they are simply outworking the Braves.
There's a field goal for David Gorno. They went quite a few minutes between their first and second field goals. Foul there will go against Chris Persian. Chris is a 5'11 junior. Tyson, a 6'5 senior. That's Chris right there, number 5.
Now check out Blue, Casey Blue on the offensive side, and there's little doubt as he works for this offensive rebound and 2 back in, that Central has won the rebounding edge on their side.
Mickey Ely hit a three-pointer with about 1.5 seconds left in the first quarter. So Grand Forks Central gets a couple of threes by Ely and some inside buckets by 3 of the other starters, and the Knights lead after 1 quarter, 14-4.
At First National Bank, we're growing by caring about people and their dreams. Your dream may be a new home, a brand new car, or a business of your own. When you come to see us, you can expect to be treated with respect. You can expect us to make decisions on more than just a spreadsheet, because we know there are always individual considerations that need to be taken into account. Visit one of our loan offices and discover that the personal side of banking is alive and well. At First National Bank, Mina and Bobel.
Welcome back to the Bismarck Civic Center. I'm here with some Grand Forks Central Knights fans. Guys, what's with the costumes?
Wear this every day. Yeah, why not?
Well, you guys are definitely the most vocal fans. What do you think of the game so far?
It's in the bag already.
All right, some confident Central fans. Back to you, Dan and Lee.
I can't believe those guys would actually wear that in public.
It's an interesting fashion statement.
Fashion statement might be a little strong. Check out those numbers, Lee.
Yeah, Belcourt just 22%, 2 of 9. In the first half against Century, I think Belcourt shot 28% and then came on strong. But Central, the type of team with their experience, boy, you just can't let it get much worse than a 10-point difference, I wouldn't think.
Good ball movement there by Central, and Going shot wouldn't go off, and off the scramble, the rebound, the foul will go against Casey Blue.
But we saw on a replay earlier, Blue just in there kind of pushing and shoving and creating some own space for himself. Well, Casey tried to do the same thing again and got called this time.
Derek Grant, number 11, into the ball game for Belcourt. He brings it up for the Braves. Grant, a 5'6" senior, he'll play the point of that offense, and he traveled his first time down the court. Moved that pivot foot a little bit.
And neither of these two teams, as you take a look at Todd Olson, have a lot of bench strength.
No, they don't.
Todd, with one of his starters out with the broken foot, will go about 2 deep. That's about what Belcourt does. Maybe one extra kid. We might see Levi Gorno, but that's about it.
Casey Blue getting a rest and booms into the lineup as Drake Mask drives and scores his second field goal of the game, and a 16-4 lead now, the biggest of the game for Grand Forks Central. Inside that zone defense, when Gorno, his shot rolled off.
I tell you, the kids are just not used to missing those shots. That is what is open for Belcourt. They're usually knocking them down at 74 points a game. As you can tell, they're used to scoring.
The high-scoring team coming into the tournament. Good inlet pass by Gowan, that point guard, and he got it inside to Jacob Bohm, and he'll go to the free throw line to try to complete a 3-point play.
Chills replay. The pass from Mask, well, there's actually 2 passes that sets Bohm up inside. Mask gets it from the wing. He goes back to going quickly inside, and that's what beats a zone. Ball movement beats a zone. Get that zone moving, and they can't catch up.
Points in the paint have been huge here, Lee, in the early part of this basketball game. Another turnover. Goins, shot rolls off. Boom with the follow, and he is fouled.
Simply put, Grand Forks Central is winning about every aspect of the ball game so far. Going with the miss, but Bohm right there. He had that big 3-point play and goes to the line again. And another great opportunity for those points in the paint that you were talking about, Dan.
Bohm is a 6'5" sophomore. The most improved player on the team as the season has gone along for Todd Olson. They get it inside to the heart of that zone. This time, David Gorno makes sure that they get a couple on the board. They attacked it well again, though.
Yeah, what Belcourt did is off the point, Gowan has to try to get down, and he slides down in the box. Well, they threw the pass behind Gowan sliding down low.
That's something we'll try to dissect for you here in this game, is what Grand Forks Central does with what they call the tip 2-3 zone defense. And an offensive foul on Grand Forks Central.
Foul number 22.
Against Mickey Ely, his first.
Now as Gowan, the guy in the point there, comes into your screen, he'll bounce around. Now Mask comes to the point on the zone.
Again, it's Gorno, and count it. David Gorno. 2 consecutive field goals, and Belcourt will try to make it 5 straight points.
Shields replayed. Second time Gorno has been able to slide in behind Gowan. Is really where the last 2 times that Belcourt has attacked that zone. Gowan goes from the point down to the low box, and if the ball goes into the corner, he needs to get all the way out there. And what Belcourt is doing offensively is just, as Gowan slides down, they're bringing their offensive guy right in behind him.
Straight points now for the Braves. Lance Olam, number 32, into the Grand Forks Central lineup. Gorno, scoring that 3-point play, has 7 of Belcourt's 9 points. And here come the Braves in transition now. This is the tempo they like, but the pass intended for Chance Wilkie a little bit too strong. 5 5:17 remaining in the first half. Grand Forks Central leading Belcourt by 10 in the opening round game of the 97 State A.
It's springtime value days at Home of Economy now through April 13th. The entire stock of Baldwin oil and air filters up to 60% off. Plus Mystic motor oil now only $1.09 a quart, or 2 gallons of JT8 motor oil only $7.99. Trans hydraulic fluid now $8.99 and $21.99. Hydraulic oil now $6.99 and $17.39. And multi-purpose grease is only 59 cents to $1.49. Springtime value days means more for your money at
Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
Though some things change, many stay the same. You can always count on great North Dakota High School tournament action, great outdoor activities in Sakakawea country, and great food and atmosphere at Totten Trail. If tournament action or recreation activities have you on the road, make a stop at Totten Trail, just off Highway 52, next to Lake Audubon. Enjoy North America's best hamburger and other food, along with meeting and banquet facilities. When your active lifestyle has you on the move, take a break at Totten Trail, just off Highway 52, next to Lake Audubon.
They have their teams at the State A after excelling in their playing careers. Todd Olson, Mr. Basketball at Cavalier High School in 1986, and Bart Manson, Mr. Basketball from Minot High in 1991.
Both of those guys could still shoot, too.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be a wicked game of horse with those two guys going at it.
That might be a good sideshow at the State A. Central's taking quite a few three-pointers, more than their average pace for this stage of the game. Nice look inside by Hoverson. Then Olam tried to get it back to Bowman. It's picked off. Chris Persian, and make it 7 straight points for Belcourt. And the Braves are back within 8 after trailing by 15 at one point.
Well, I mentioned earlier about Chris Persian. He kind of came out of nowhere in that West Region tournament and did things just like that.
Near steal. He keeps it alive.
Excellent hustle by Gorno.
Gorno was fouled on the play, and that's the type of things that will happen that lets Belcourt get a little tempo going, and that allows them back into the basketball game.
Bill's replay shows why Coach Manson says Gorno is the best athlete on the team. Goen actually had a little bit of an edge when they both started sprinting for the ball, but Gorno not only was able to get there first, but collect it and then go straight to the basket. And Mask made sure that he went to the line.
Greg Mask first. This is probably the best athlete that Belcourt puts on the floor. David Gorno, 6'1" senior, 18 points in the game, 18-point average, rather.
And he's probably the best all-around player, if you will, for Belcourt, too, because Gorno, you know, is a very, very tough, hard-nosed type defender. He leads the team in steals. He's second in assists, second in scoring, about, 4 or 5 rebounds a game. So he has the all-around package.
9 straight by Belcourt here, and the Braves are within 6 at 19-13. Grand Forks Central has had some success early, trying to get it back inside.
Wilkie poked it away, but Belcourt could not contain it, or the loose ball there.
Good help defense there. Looked like Hoverson might have an opportunity on the baseline, but Belcourt recovered nicely.
Well, Belcourt this year has played a lot more man-to-man defense than zone.
Ely with the three-pointer. He's got it.
Yep.
And the basket will count, and he'll go to the line to try to complete that rare 4-point play.
Shields replay shows the pass coming down in the near side, deep corner. Ely, who has already had 2 3-pointers, picks up his 3rd, and the foul. The foul was against Persian, his 3rd.
Ely well on his way to his seasonal scoring average, looking for his 10th point of the game, and he has it. And he's already attempted 7 field goals, 4 or 5 from the 3-point.
Oh, we talked about, too, who's going to step it up? Who's going to pick up the slack for your injured teammate? Well, Ely came out firing.
Gorno with a beauty of a pass along the baseline, And Wilkie was fouled on his way to the hoop.
Wilkie lives on the baseline. He just is open a lot. You get the ball, I mean, good things happen when you get the ball in the middle against the zone. Dorno was able to find Wilkie sliding back in because Blue had to sit there and go, well, do I go up and guard the drive? Do I stay back? Got him caught right in the middle there.
Chance Wilkie, as we've told you, his nickname is Slippery Chance. Well, he got on the baseline there again, and that's where he's earned his nickname. Second free throw out, and Fulberson got the rebound for Central.
But what Central has done, though, is answered the run. That last 4-point play. Kind of like, all right, your offense is over here. Let's go back and forth a little.
Tyson Persian still looking for his first bucket of the game. He averages 19. He's scoreless so far. Loose ball will go Grand Forks Central way as Bohm checks back into the Grand Forks Central lineup.
I mean, you're doing a tremendous job at this many minutes into a game to look down and see Tyson Persian with 0 points, because in the playoffs he has really stepped up his game on the offensive side.
Loose ball on the baseline, and again, Chris Persian. We've seen him scrap for those loose balls. Can Tyson chase it down? Well, he tried to call timeout before he went out of bounds.
He got it, I think.
And
Jeff Risk says, yes, you got it.
Late first half. Grand Forks Central leading Belcourt 23-14. We roll on from the 97 State A.
Your Community Norwest Bank is awarding 65 college scholarships again in 1997.
From the Bowman area, home of the high school rodeo finals, we congratulate Francisco Paz.
Norwest has been serving agriculture in Mandan since 1881. Two of our winners are Philip Goder and Mindy Geis.
And in Bismarck, two more of our winners are Sarah Pelkley and Janelle Kalber. Congratulations.
Iola Hybrid Canola, simply the best. Now available from Interstate Seed. Interstate, driven for your success. There's one reliable way to get where you're going. Interstate Seed gets you there. Interstate, driven for your success. Pride, performance, power in every bag of Interstate Sunflower. Interstate, driven for your success.
Lee, over the last few years, more and more players have become schooled in trying to avoid the turnover by calling a timeout at the last second, just like Tyson Persian does here.
Yeah, this one's a little close, but Jeff Risky gave it to him in the air. The hands come together, timeout, and right before, I mean, he had like 2 inches to call that timeout there. But you're right, that became, well, you know, you see it in college basketball. And
holy cow, Tyson Persian showing his range. A long three-pointer, his first field goal of the game, up and over that Grand Forks Central zone.
So that's 4 quick ones already on Chris Persian.
It's definitely on Persian.
Number 34, Gary Abbey, replaces Persian.
Abbey checks back in. Yes, it is his 4th. Wow. Chris Persian really sparked that Belcourt run, that 9-0 run that they had a little while ago.
Yeah, when Chris came in, Coach Manson went to a man-to-man defense, and he kind of scrapped it and got it going.
Overson along the baseline.
Well, one of the things that Coach Olson says in any game, one of the things early on we need to do is get our posts involved. I'd say they've done that. I mean, Casey Blues had a couple of buckets. Overson, you know, has got 4 points now, and also Bohm has scored.
Persian's field goal attempt bounded out of bounds.
And for Belcourt, Coach Manson says one of the things that in any given game we need to do is control tempo. Hasn't really happened.
No, it hasn't. They really haven't had any easy baskets off transition in this basketball game. The buckets they've had are basically working and attacking the middle of that Grand Forks Central zone. hard to the basket, and he's fouled.
Boy, Central is passing the ball so well.
Yeah, they
the Knights
are.
that time. Ely had the little pass down low to Bohm. Shill's replay will show you what we're talking about. Look at that quick dribble. Draws Abbey up. And Bohm is open underneath, and Tyson Persian, you saw the slap across the wrist.
The foul was on Tyson Persian, his second.
It's such an underappreciated, I think, part of the offensive game is passing. If you pass well, your offense just works so much easier.
Well, and funny that Grand Forks Central would be moving the ball so well against the Bart Manson coach team, because Bart, for one, really believes that's an art of basketball on the high school level that's partially been lost. The guys don't love to pass the ball as much as they used to. So, you know, while he doesn't like to see his team attack like that from a pure basketball standpoint, Bart Manson appreciates it.
That off-balance shot from Gorno rolled in, but the foul was before.
Foul to number 13, Chris Brown. That's his first.
1:32 to play in the first half. Grand Forks Central leading Belcourt 26-17. The Knights have led in the very beginning of this game. Gorno is at the free throw line. 68% free throw shooter on the season. He's been the best offensive weapon in the first half for Belcourt.
Belcourt, a very good three-point shooting team. We've only seen one that has gone in so far, but, you know, Tyson Persian, I think, has 75 on the year now. Gorno is a big three-point shooter. See if Belcourt uses that more.
Part of the effective passing, too, with Central, I think, comes from experience. These kids have played in this system now. Like, you take a look at Mask and Hoverson for 4 years on the varsity level, and you play that long with someone, you have a sense of where they're going to be in the offensive set. As Jacob Bohm scores his second field goal, and he's given Central a nice lift off the bench in the first half.
Yeah, on the offensive end for Central, it's been passing and rebounding.
Persian bombs home a long three, his second of the game, and they have both been quality. Those threes have had some girth on them.
Girth, huh?
The girth. And you, being a fisherman, Lee, realizes if you got good girth, you've got a good fish.
You bet.
In fact, I bet you're getting itchy to get out here on the Missouri River right in the backyard. Those walleyes should start to hit pretty soon, huh?
I'll tell you what, I have not gone fishing once this winter. All my gear is still in my dad's shed outside of Sioux Falls behind about 35 feet of snow.
Shot clock is off. You see the clock. Going shot. Rolled off. Persian's all alone at the other end. And he couldn't get it to go high off the glass. Central still has 4 seconds. Plenty of time. Threw one up with about a second left, and it never hit the rim.
Well, the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game and of the third quarter, most coaches will look at that and say those will be critical times.
Well, there's a good sign for Belcourt on the first possession, an offensive rebound and a bucket for DeCharles. Mark DeCharles.
His first 2 points. And Belcourt coming out with what was the effective defense for the Braves. That was the man-to-man.
Blue's shot was blocked
by Wilkie. Wilkie, hand right in there. Took it away.
In transition come the Braves. Persian's shot was off. Mask flying to the basket the other way.
Well, Greg Mask, we know what he can do on the football field. He's outstanding. I think next year at UND he's also going to try and play basketball as well, is he not?
He's going to try to do that, yes. That was one of his factors in the recruiting process. He wanted to play both sports. Whether or not he'll play them for a long period of time, we don't know. You see people like Kleinsasser trying to play both sports and giving up basketball after 1 year, but he wants to do that.
Well, more than anything else, I think, you know, classroom-wise is what really puts the pressure on him. I mean, college football is a full-time job the way it is, and then you got to go to class and you go from one to another. I know a guy that we know fairly well, Dan Friedel in South Dakota, was able to do that very, very well, but not many can.
Stepping inside the zone there was Abbey. Second trip down the court and another offensive foul for Belcourt. This time they can't get it to go.
Well, you know that Bart Manson had a stat sheet in his hand at halftime and said, guys, they've got 20 rebounds. We have 9. Go out there and get it done.
Hoverson did a nice job of getting the defense up, moved inside, and his shot was weak. And back at the other end is Abbey. Nice spin move around the defense. Eric Abbey.
Well, that's a trend for Belcourt. Remember when they went on the 9-0 run, there was always someone lurking around half court to break away. Belcourt loves to do that. They like to slack that one guy back there.
Casey Blue around a double team, and Belcourt has definitely shored up the boards to begin the third quarter.
Well, I think one of the things, too, Dan, that helps though is when you're playing man-to-man, the guy you need to box out's right there. It's always harder to rebound out of a zone.
Overson tried to save it, but hanging off the body, but the body was not there.
No, Wilkie split his legs, and the ball went right underneath him.
On the baseline is David Gorno. He got a shot up in between that double team, but he'll earn a trip to the free throw line.
Chills replay takes a look at what just transpired. Down low, Gorno. See Wilkie on the baseline. He had to even move out of his favorite spot to give Gorno a little more room.
I'd like to get another look at, though, that attempted save by Hoverson. That was hilarious. Right between the legs.
Yeah, that was the third foul on Blue. And as we know, in the second half, your third foul is not a big deal. It's how quick the fourth one comes.
Gorno makes 1 of 2. Let's check it out again as we go to break. Overson wants to save, but right in the 5-hole. Quoting a hockey term. Grand Forks Central leading by 3.
All right, let's cut to the chase. Ford Escort is America's best-selling compact car. Why? Great design, affordable, gets the job done. Now here's the deal. Lease an Escort for $185 a month with 10% down. You can afford that. $185 a month with 10% down. Your Northland Ford dealer is the place to get Ford Escort. Why? Nice people, good selection, great prices. Simple, sweet, and to the point. $185 a month with 10% down on Ford Escort. See your local Northland Ford dealer. Home of 5 of the 10 best sellers. Again.
My mom and dad go to First Western because they say First Western gives the money right here instead of sending it off to the big city. It doesn't help anybody. And if the money goes away, so are the people. That's why I like First Western. This is my home, and I want everyone to stay. Except Jimmy Hilton. You can go. He's a stink.
First Western. Together, we're banking on Minot.
Well, it's called the Baby Cam. It makes frequent appearances at state tournaments, and I think this might be the debut of the Baby Cam for the 97 State A. Chris Gowen brings it up for Grand Forks Central. Chris Gowen off the steal, lead pass. For the battle of the basketball, there's a foul in the middle of it all.
On Wilkie.
And it'll go against Chance Wilkie, his second.
Believe me, we know how important the names are, and I guess we got some calls. Yesterday we were told Gowen, I guess now it's Gowen, and we've had some on Persian, and there is a Parisian, in South Dakota where there's some Parisians down there. In North Dakota, it is Persian, in the Turtle Mountain area anyway, so we do the best we can. But
going for the steal was Gorno, and he's whistled for the foul.
Especially when you get the names like that, Persian, Parisian. It's right both ways. It's just up to the family and the individual kid.
Well, there was also a football player at North Dakota State for a while from Breckenridge, Minnesota, Chad Desjardins, spelled the same way
as
that Mark spells his name, except the pronunciation with Mark is Desjardins. Overson underneath. And again, when Grand Forks Central has needed a bucket, they have looked frequently to Mark Overson working the baseline.
Yeah, Overson on the replay. You see him, and you know the guards do such a good job of a perfect pass. Did you see where Overson caught that ball? Right up by his head so he can make his move. And again, you know, the pass sets up so many things on the offensive side.
At the free throw line.
Mark Overson playing in his 4th state tournament.
It's been a little struggle at the line here for Central throughout the game. They're 3 out of 9 now.
Belcourt has a chance to tie. Loose along the baseline. Wilkie's attempt rolled off. Turnover there as Jacob Holm tried to put it on the floor, but it's stripped away by Tyson Persian. Working one-on-one on Gowan. Spinning along the baseline and scoring is Chance Wilkie. And Belcourt is as close as they've been in this basketball game. They're within 1 at 30-29. Offense. Charge will be the call.
Gowan got himself in a little bit too deep. Bill's replay takes a look at the Wilkie bucket. Slippery chance. He loves the baseline. Spinning shot goes around Bohm.
Belcourt on a 7-0 run here at the outset of the 3rd quarter. Inside and hoping for it to drop was David Gorno. It wouldn't, but David will go to the free throw line. And a chance to give Belcourt a lead.
Well, in many ways, this has been a somewhat typical Belcourt game. I've had a chance to watch the team play quite a bit this year, and I tell you, if they're not shooting hot right away, it's like, don't worry, guys, play defense, get a few rebounds, and boom, they're right back in the game. This is what happened again.
We predicted there was a lot of balance with the teams, and we have a balanced game right now. Central leading 30-29. This is the 97th State A.
Kochia. It's a wheat grower's worst enemy. It's even become resistant to most ordinary herbicides. Except Vanville SGF. Tank mixed at 6 to 8 ounces per acre. Only Vanville SGF gives you the residual control you need to keep kochia out of your fields and improve your yields. Vanville SGF. It's the most kochia control for the money.
Now you can get up to $12.50 off on specially equipped 97 Chevy trucks. The most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the... Hey, what's with the fine print? Oh, I see. It's proof Chevy trucks really last. It's not just a sales pitch. What more do you need to know? The most Oh, you want features and options? Okay, here you go. See the full line of the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks and get up to $12.50 off on specially equipped trucks at your hometown West Dakota Chevy dealer today.
Bart Manson, his philosophy, you have to have enough structure, but the freedom to let the kids play the game according to their style.
Yeah, and he does that. He does that very, very much. I mean, you know, the 2 baskets that Tyson Persian has made have been long 3-pointers. I mean, he's taken some shots that are 27, 28 feet away, and we're not talking trying to beat the shot clock or anything, but he has the freedom that if he feels it, to put it up.
Gorno was 5 of 5 from the free throw line in the first half, but he's missed 2 of his first 3 here in the second half. Wastes no time to get the second one back. And we are tied at 30. It was 19-4 at one point. Grand Forks Central had a 15-point lead, and Belcourt has made it all the way back.
So the man-to-man defense has really helped, though. Belcourt did a lot of standing around, and Central was able to just kick their way through that zone.
Gorno, who's the best athlete for Belcourt, gets the assignment on Hoverson in that man-to-man defense. And Persian, who is 6'5", much bigger than Greg Mask, is doing a good job, as we saw there on Mask, forcing him to take a bad shot at the shot clock buzzer. Three-point attempt, rims out.
And I think that's good to point that out, too, Dan, because Persian Tyson is not known as a great defender, but I think you're right. He has done a pretty good job so far of being steady on Mask.
And just from the sheer size point, he gives Greg Mask a problem. Mask going 5'11", giving up 6 inches to Tyson Persian. Two and a half to play in the third quarter. We're tied at 30. KC Blues shot is short.
Wilkie, a very good rebound. He had 21 rebounds in those 3 games in the region, 9 offensively, so he can go get it.
Chance Wilkie will go, but the foul is inside by Gorno, and Belcourt has its first lead.
Wilkie was so far on the baseline, I think that ball actually skipped off the edge of the backboard. Almost went in, but the offensive rebound. I mean, Belcourt usually, as averaged on the year, have gotten out-rebounded.
And quickly, KC Blue ties the game.
I mean, that's not often that a team that wins and wins a lot gets out-rebounded.
Persian, tough 3. Had a hand in his face at the time. He certainly likes the rangy three-pointers, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He's not straddling the line. It's easy on Jeff Risk and Myron Shields to know if Tyson Persian's shooting a 3 because he doesn't have to worry about the toe on the line.
Yeah, there's no toenails involved in that one.
Mask got around Persian, but he recovered nicely. Ely's 3 is out. And the scramble will go Belcourt's way. It went off KC Blue.
Hey, you don't necessarily have to get every rebound to be an effective rebounder. I mean, that means work. Go at it, keep the ball alive, and there was a case where, Wilkie kept it alive, and Blue was the one who knocked it away.
Eric Abbey rolls out.
Well, just about a minute or 2 ago, I talked about the offensive rebounding prowess of Wilkie. There he is again.
Foul number 13, Chris Gowan. That's his third.
Chris Gowan picks up his 3rd foul.
54. Jacob Ball back into the central line.
4th team foul on Grand Forks Central in this half, and Bohm goes back into the lineup. Quickly off the inbounds to the baseline went David Gorno.
It was easily the leading scorer in this game.
17 in the game for David Gorno. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. In the paint is Holverson, and he answers to tie the game.
Well, I tell you, Holverson just moves and keeps moving and keeps moving. I mean, he is really giving Gorno all he can handle. Gorno, a terrific defender, but Holverson that time just kept himself moving to create a shot.
The shot clock is off. Belcourt will look for the last shot of the quarter. Persian along the baseline has it with 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Late long pass. A strong third quarter for Belcourt. They outscore Grand Forks Central 14-6. And the Braves lead at 36-34. Game 1 from the 97 State A.
Meet more of this year's 65 Norwest Community Scholarship winners.
From Bismarck, where we're proud to say Norwest is our state's largest egg bank, our winners are Sarah DeCray, Dana Fisher, and Thomas Bryan.
And from Minot, where Norwest is celebrating 100 years of banking, we congratulate Amy Sharmer and Taya Rothman.
Take a look at the advantages of propane. Cenex Propane. It dries your clothes and fuels your RV. It's the fuel needed for construction projects. Propane irrigates and dries crops. It grills your steaks and puts flames in your fireplace. Just a few advantages of propane. Cenex propane, that is.
You and me and Cenex Land O'Lakes are partners we can trust. That's right.
Welcome back to the Bismarck Civic Center. I'm going to clear this up for you. I got Ray Parisian.
Yes.
Parisian, guys. Now you got Lyle and Chris also on the team. What's the relation there?
Well, Lyle's about a third cousin. Chris is a second cousin to Tyson.
So when you look at Persian and Parisian, how did that all get started?
Well, I don't know. I guess if you're in a hurry, you say Persian, and basically it's Parisian. You know, it's both ways are acceptable, but the correct way is Parisian.
Things going pretty well right now, huh?
Well, right now we're lucky to be where we're at, 2 points up. We could use a spurt right now and pull it away a little bit, but it's going to be a close game. Grand Forks Central's playing good D and rebounding good the first half, so we're hopefully we'll do okay.
Thanks, Ray.
I appreciate it, Don. Thank you.
Guess we can't win on this name thing, can we?
Tyson Parisian for 3. His third 3 of the game. Belcourt's biggest lead, 39-34 to begin the fourth quarter. Overson has his shot partially blocked, and what a job Belcourt is doing on the boards lead here in the second half. A big-time improvement.
Yeah, and we talked earlier about a team that coming into this tournament has been, on average, out-rebounded this year by just a couple.
They're feeling it, too.
And I think another thing, too, for Belcourt, though, Dan, is that they got back into the game using more two-point baskets. They're a team that had 164 three-pointers coming into this game. In fact, they almost liked the three too much.
Bowman's double-teamed, and Belcourt's getting great help inside defensively. Oh, what a honey of a pass! Give the pass to David Gorno. Give the bucket to Tyson Parisian, and Grand Forks Central needs a timeout. The Braves are streaking, and they have opened up a 7-point lead early in the fourth quarter.
It may look like the simple life, but today farming is one of the most complex businesses in the world. That's why when they need the resources to compete, more farmers rely on Farm Credit Services, the country's largest agricultural lender. Call us. We'd be happy to meet with you in your boardroom. Farm Credit Services, at the heart of a growing America.
Introducing the new World Power John Deere 9000 Series four-wheel drive tractors. Their high-performance 260 to 425 horsepower PowerTech engines give you greater fuel efficiency. Exclusive Command Arm Control puts high-use tractor functions at your fingertips. And the exclusive Command View cab provides unmatched visibility for working in row crops. See one of 4 new models at your John Deere dealer today.
See your North Dakota Network John Deere dealer.
Bart Manson has seen this type of game quite a few times before, his team falling behind and playing well in the second and third quarters, right, Lee?
Oh, yes, definitely. They're a transition team, but a controlled team, and I think that last pass from Gorno kind of showed that. I mean, he was not out of control at all. He was thinking shot, and at the last minute thought pass.
Well, you know that Todd Olson has a specific play, a specific plan here coming out of the timeout, and I don't think that's quite the way that he had it executed. Check out the pass, Persian. Back to Wilkie, and then back to Persian again.
Now's not the time really to get fancy, though.
Well, they're trying to get a little fancy. You can tell they're real comfortable. They keep it alive. What a pass by Persian to Chance Wilkie.
I guess maybe it is.
It's the final result that counts. And that was spectacular inside, and it's up to a 9-point lead, 43-34.
Boy, and Central has not been able to buy a bucket.
Just 6 second-half points for Grand Forks Central.
Ely working strong off his screen, got Gorno out of position. Hills replay. The pass, and then Abby tips it, and then Persian quickly back to Wilkie, just like they drew it up. You talk about Bart Manson says, hey, I give my kids freedom. There's an example of it. They were free to kind of create.
Greg Mass' three-pointer was short, and there's a whistle underneath. And the foul will go against Casey Blue. That's his fourth.
15.
Well, you talk about Belcourt and how they like to get the ball moving up and down the floor. Well, they do at certain times of the game, but Belcourt is also a very disciplined team, and I think we see it here after getting the lead. Now look at the last couple of trips down the floor. If the break isn't there, it's a slowed down half-court game.
Along the near baseline, that's Gorno. Persian way outside for three. They fight for it inside. His second attempt is in. That's Chance Wilkie. Boy, he just stuck with it. Working deep underneath the basket originally. Gave himself a little room on the second attempt, and he countered with it. Hoverson scores, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Boy, Central needed something positive to happen, and Overson provided it here after the nice bounce pass. I believe that was Ely who got it over. And Overson makes a lot of those type of almost spectacular type plays, moving the ball around, and he gets those type to go.
Free throw rattles in. The three-point play brings Grand Forks Central within 8 with 4:45 to play here in the fourth quarter. Ever since that 9-0 run by Belcourt, back in the second quarter, it's been a different basketball game. Seemed like they gained confidence with that 9-0 run.
Well, just got themselves back into the game. I think, mentally more than anything else. It's like, all right, they made their run. We made our answer, and now let's play.
Number 25, will be shooting two.
Charles goes to the free throw line. The foul was on Mark Hoverson. Mark is 6'2", junior. Normally a real good free throw shooter, about 78% on the season.
Very much a role player, knows his role on this team and has done it fairly well this year. He's a spot type shooter.
And that might be one area where Grand Forks Central could whittle away at that deficit if Belcourt doesn't cash in on their free throw attempts over the last 4 minutes. Ely way outside for three, and he's got it. Mickey Ely with 4 threes in the game, and that brings Central back within 5.
Well, really, what the three-point basket does for Grand Forks is it overcomes some poor free throw shooting. It's like picking up that extra point, every here, now and again.
DeCharlie's on the offensive board, and he follows.
Well, we just talked about him picking his spot. I tell you, an offensive rebound, coaches love those things.
Remember the rebounds in the first half, folks? Central owned it 20-9. Much different story in the second half.
After three quarters, it was already 26-21, the edge there. So it was, a 12-6 rebounding edge in the third.
Jacob Bohm scoring, and he's got 8 points off the bench for Grand Forks Central. Baseline, there was Chance Wilkie again, and this time they just couldn't corral it.
So that time the slippery part of Chance's nickname meant his hand. He was slippery right out of there.
Chris Gowan, his second start of the season. Hoverson spotted some room on the baseline, and he went there aggressively to get Grand Forks Central within 3. 2.5 minutes to play in the game. It's close. Are we surprised? Absolutely not. Persian in and out. Oh, and a nice Nice strip there by Gowan, and he lost it. 2:23 to play. We're heading down the stretch run, which is a tight ball game, and Belcourt leading Grand Forks Central 47-44 from the State A.
To radically redesign the F-Series, the engineers at Ford put its leading edge right in the middle of the truck. Because you won't find a standard third door on a Chevy or Dodge. In fact, this third door allows F-Series to carry what won't quite fit in any other truck out there. Motor Trend's coveted Truck of the Year award. Not bad for a truck that says $289 a month for 24 months. So get to your Northland Ford dealer and open one up today.
At the University of Mary, our success is measured by the success of our graduates. Be part of a tradition of academic excellence. Our low student-faculty ratio affords each student personal and individual attention. Be prepared to succeed, because your future begins today at University of Mary. Be a part of a university with something extra, like a wide variety of extracurricular activities. And students enjoy the great community life as well. The road to your success truly does begin at University of Mary.
Well, in most parts of the state today, if you could make it to Bismarck, you would be at the game and you technically wouldn't be missing school. Because school is called off in most places around the state today.
Tell you come over from Fargo, Dan, and you bring this weather with you. I'm holding you accountable.
Most often asked question I had today coming into the Civic Center. Did you bring this with from Fargo?
I've really felt bad for all you guys over there, too, and all the snow that you've had.
I know you bleed with concern, Lee. Tyson Parisian. And he's having a strong fourth quarter. 7 in the fourth quarter here for Tyson after scoring just 6 in the first half.
The difference in the shot that missed from Tyson and that one that went in, he's a little better when he has a chance to set his feet and collect it underneath him.
Ely caught on the baseline, was able to get it to Hoverson, but he can't hang on.
I don't know how the pass got to Hoverson in the first place. Mark was able to grab it and corral it, but it looked like it went through right to Belcourt players.
Central coming with some full court pressure now. Under 2 minutes to go. Belcourt 49 and Central 44. The defending state champions on the ropes here in the opening round. Beauty of a bounce pass inside to Chance Wilkie, and he's fouled on his way to the hoop.
But Wilkie has 9 points right now and a chance to pick up 2 more. But all of his, I don't remember an attempt, field goal attempt, that Chance has made where it hasn't been somewhere down on the baseline. I mean, he just lives there and thrives there and does such a good job. And I think, of course, it's obvious his teammates know it, and they find him in that shooting position.
Belcourt has yet to make a free throw in the fourth quarter. They've missed on their 3 opportunities.
And they're a pretty good shooting team. 68% coming in. You know, that's good all the way up and down the line.
Still a 2-possession game, though, for Grand Forks Central. A 6-point Belcourt lead. Ely thought about the 3. The ball was kicked as Chance Wilkie did a nice job defensively to get around the man and not that, at least get a piece of the ball.
You know, Belcourt's a fairly tall team on the perimeter. You know, DeJarles is 6'2", and I thought, you know, Ely looked like he might have wanted to, you know, take off and put that one up. Well, you know, the other kid's got 4 or 5 inches on him.
Bowl off the glass, and Jacob Bohm is in double figures off the bench for Grand Forks Central. 4-point lead. We head toward the 1-minute mark.
Boy, if you're Central, you might think about fouling because you're still 3 away from the double bonus.
On your wish, Mr. Timmerman. The ball is picked up by Chris Gowan, and it comes with a minute to play. So we'll get a good look at 6'5" senior Tyson Parisian. And he misses. The front end, and it's pulled away by Wilkie in the feed underneath for Eric Abbey. That is a huge bucket, which with just under a minute to go to give Belcourt a 6-point lead.
Well, it takes away the possession. Well, they come right back with it, though.
Wow.
That's a big answer.
Mickey Ely strolling to the hoop, didn't waste any time, and he'll go to the free throw line to try to convert the 3-point play.
Boy, Ely's so quick on the Shields replay, coming back down. It was just before you could even go, it takes it, you need an extra possession again. Boom, it's right back now to a 2-possession game as Ely goes to the line.
He cams it. Grand Forks Central back within 3. 52-49, under a minute to play. Central with some full court pressure, but they're able to break it. Central chasing the ball now at all opportunity. And it's a steal. And with under 30 seconds to go, Central could tie with a 3 or get within 1 with a 2-point field goal. And Central wants a timeout. 22 seconds left. We've got a beauty here in the opening round of the 97 State A. Defending champion Grand Forks Central trailing Belcourt 52-49. Central will inbound in their half of the court.
And boy, do the coaches have options here. You could take the 3 now to try and tie. You could go for the 2, the quick foul, and if they make 2, well, you still got a chance to tie back.
If they take the 3, it'll be Mask or Ely. Mask has it now. Ely's trying to get set up at the 3-point line, but it's stolen away by Mark DeCharles with 12.3 seconds to go.
They were setting a play for Ely to shoot the 3. He was out there on the wing. Mask came across the lane, tried to skip the pass there, and Mark DeCharles comes up with the defensive play of the game so far. Shields replay will show us what we just talked about. Mask slides across. He's not even looking to score. He's thinking 3. We want 3. Ely tried to slide himself down, but the pass was a little bit too straight. Ely was sliding to his left.
It rims out. So Grand Forks Central still has life here with under 10 seconds to play. Todd Olson wants a timeout. Will they see it?
Yes.
Yes, they do with 5.6 seconds left. And we want to bring you what Grand Forks Central will talk about here in the final 5.6 seconds to try to get this game tied. But again, Belcourt from the free throw line in the 4th quarter, having made just 1. One of 5?
6. 1 of 6. Right over there. That's it. So let's set it like this. Over, you're here. Here's our looks. We're going to start big down here. We're going to have Jake start here. Greg Mass start here. Okay? We got a down screen, double down for Mick coming up. First look. He's open, hit him right off the key. Mick, got to create a shot. Second look, we got Gowner right here. We're going to pick in for Greg Mass. Greg Mass, you come out to the corner. Now, we are down 3. We have to have a 3. We have 5.6 seconds. We have no timeouts remaining. No matter what, get over. Okay? See that now? Nice.
Ely first option, Mask Gowan second option. No, Gowan picked for Mask second option, excuse me.
So keep your eyes, folks, on number 22 for Grand Forks Central. He'll try to get the 3-pointer here at the top of the key. He receives the pass. And a hand was
3 free throws.
Played in by Derek Grant. Will they get the 3? Now that's the key. Was he in the act of shooting or not, Lee? Let's see what the call from Myron Shields is. Was he in the act of shooting?
Oh, he says no. He says no. So there's the call there. He said before going up. And now Coach Manson will take a timeout.
We'll try to take a look at that again. Derek Grant fouling Mickey Ely, and we'll get to take a look at it. That's a big difference. You know, you go to the line with a 1-and-1 compared to 3 chances, 3 guaranteed chances.
We'll take another.
Number 40, Casey Blue.
Here it is. Shields replay.
That's a tough. I looked like he was going up.
Let's take another look at it, guys, if we can, please.
What do you think, Ham?
I'd like another look at it. Well, I think
both feet were still on the floor, though.
Both feet were on the floor, but technically he was, I think, in the act of shooting. Now, how do you define the act of shooting? Whereabouts, you know, in your delivery toward the basket is the act of shooting, but he was bringing the ball upwards to attempt a shot.
Guys, get up a shot.
Well, really, you know, you have, instead of going there for 3 chances to tie the game, now you have to try and miss. One of these will have to be a miss. If you make the first, you miss for the 2 to try and tie. So, I mean, the first one has to go in. I mean, there's only 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. That's all the time that we have left.
3.2 seconds left. Mickey Ely.
Now you miss.
Central was within 2. Rebound is corralled by David Gorno underneath with 0.1 seconds to play. And the foul. There was a foul on the play. I didn't get the number. It came with 0.1 seconds to play.
Hoverson, 34. But it doesn't matter if you don't get the rebound. And of course, the way the kids are lined up there down by the box, it is the team who's not shooting who has the big time advantage. You have 4 players in the immediate area compared to the shooting team who has just 2. And it was Gorno who went up.
Maybe we can take a look at that free throw again there.
I mean, he did the only thing Mickey could do, and he had to miss.
Right.
On purpose to give his team a chance to pull down the board. But it's almost fitting. Gorno came up with a big rebound considering what he did to get his team back in this game. Here it is, Dan. Replay. Misses off to the right. I mean, Blue did a good job of clearing Wilkie, but Gorno held off Bohm, and that's where the ball came off on the right side.
.1 second separates Belcourt.
See if Belcourt elects to release him, man.
And a date in the state semifinals. We are going to have a new champion in 1997 in Class A basketball. The defending state A champions go down here in the first round. Belcourt defeating Grand Forks Central 52-50. It was a long way back for Belcourt. They trailed it by 15 at one point in the first quarter, and a 9-0 run in the second quarter fueled them, got them some confidence. They win, and we go to John Haggerty.
Okay, thanks, Dan. David Gorno, a little bit of a slow start, but you got it when you needed it.
Oh, yeah, we always usually come out slow. We know we're going to get back in the game. All we got to do is make runs, pick up the defense, and our offense is right there. So that's how we did. We switched to man from our zone, picked up our intensity, and that's what got us back in the game.
It seemed like you really had a solid performance today. They went to you inside and outside.
Yeah, well, we had some tough, our shots weren't falling, so coach told me to go inside, get some easy shots, so we started working inside.
Tyson Parisian joins us now. He started lighting it up after a while, too.
Oh, yeah, man. They just took him keyed on me. I was playing point guard. They keyed on me. Straight out the zone. I passed this Jaron High post and left it open for me, so I just find my good shots and selection.
Were you guys a little nervous to start? It seemed like it took you a while to warm up.
No, it was just like they were playing great zone, you know, and trying to run on, get them tired, and they're slacking off, and the defense is just fighting their good shots.
Once you guys got running, it seemed like you started being a little cute with the ball down here. You guys like to do that once things go well for you.
Oh, yeah, we play our best. Right? Just run.
Sounds good. Let's go over to Chad Kraft.
Thanks a lot, John. I'm here with Central Guard Mickey Ely. Mickey, the last shot, take us through that. What happened? What was the call? How'd you feel about that?
Well, I was coming off a double pick, and we were supposed to catch it up there. He took one dribble, and I was going up, and he grabbed my hand, the ball came out, and I guess he said it was on the ground.
How tough is it to lose a game like this? A game that in the first half you had a 15-point lead.
Oh, it's very tough. I mean, we came out, we were ready to go, you know, defending state champs and everything, and They played really well, and well, we just have to give them that, and it's tough. Tomorrow we have to come back and get rid of this game and play some more basketball.
Congratulations on the great game, Mickey. Let's go back to Dan and Lee.
Yes, indeed. Who asks? Got milk?
David Gorno scored 17 points in the game. 15 of those 17 came in the second and third quarters when Belcourt was down, made the run to take a lead. They would not give up. Gorno ends with 5 rebounds to go along with his 17 points, but the biggest of those 5, that very last one, and with 3 seconds on the clock to cement the win for Belcourt.